Diary, it's January 2019 and it's just weeks away from Marcus and Agata's participation into the 2019 Arc of Attrition Ultramarathon. Now, we did attempt the Arc of Attrition Ultramarathon in February 2018, and to this day it's the only race we've ever failed to complete in over 15 years. So we thought we'd take some extra care in preparing ourselves for this year's race, and that was after having been accepted for the race, and thank you very much to the organisers for letting us in. I wanted to talk actually about ultramarathon requirements in general, and then the subject of this video, which is the very interesting topic of jackets. So we'll start off with the ultramarathon in general, and I'd say that an ultramarathon is defined as anything that's over a marathon. So a marathon's about 42 kilometres, and the Arc of Attrition is 160 kilometres. The distance isn't as important as the fact that it's in a very hostile environment. So it's at the beginning of the year in Cornwall, possibility of ice, mud, snow, depending on the weather conditions, and certainly the coastal wind and rain is to be expected. So having a good jacket is one of the things that's going to save you. Now, ultramarathons do have a whole set of requirements that of kit that you need to take with you, and before the event starts, you'll be checked that you have all of that kit, and theoretically, when you finish the ultramarathon, you should also be checked that you've still got that kit. In particular, you're going to need things like, well, in our case, 2 head torches, with enough batteries to last through the night section of a 36-hour race, so that's a long time. And it includes things like a waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, sufficient warm clothing, and again, you'll be checked on this before you start. The overview is that if a race lasts something like, in this case, 36 hours, or certainly anything over, say, 15 hours, say 20 hours, you become very tired. And when you become very tired, your ability to think about the most simple things and accomplish the most simple tasks, apart from the running, which you're going to be doing all the time, starts to become very limited. So, for example, I might have a jacket, and I might want to put my gloves on and put the gloves underneath the jacket. So, do I select a jacket which has got an elasticated cuff, which might be difficult to put the glove inside, or would it be easier to have an open cuff with a bit of Velcro, which I would then have to manually close? So you might find, if you're really tired, that the manual Velcro is actually more difficult, and it might be easier to just have an elasticated cuff. So I think the general rule of thumb that I and Agata go for is we want the features that they're going to be helpful to us, but extra features that the jacket might have that we don't need are a bit of a so what. Unless they come for free, they're liable to get in the way of completing the event, not aiding the event. With that said, we're down to jackets, and what are the overall features that the race requirements are going to ask for and that we think are useful. So the thing that the race organisers are going to ask for is a waterproof jacket with taped seams. And taped seams means what it says. It means to say you've got some stitching, and behind the stitching there's some tape, and that tape gives the waterproofness of the jacket around the seam, and not just the fabric itself. So that's what the race organisers are going to ask for. And what are we going to ask for? Well, the first thing I would say is that a jacket has to be waterproof, and it must include a hood. And it must include an integrated hood, because if you didn't have an integrated hood and you just had a hat on and it started pissing down with rain, then the water is just going to go straight down the back of your neck. So an integrated hood is an absolute must. The next thing I would say for jackets is that they don't need pockets. Why? Because you are going to be wearing an ultramarathon rucksack which has got a lot of pockets. So you're going to have to be carrying things like perhaps a mandatory GPS, a smartphone, definitely lights, extra clothing, waterproof trousers, waterproof jacket, a lot of food perhaps, and certainly a bladder with water sufficient to get from one race stop to the next race stop. So you aren't going to need a jacket with many pockets. So it would be folly, I would say, to buy a jacket with a lot of pockets. And that's going to be part of the decision-making process for the jackets that we're going to be buying. The next thing is weight, and I would divide the jackets into the waterproof jackets that we have done a lot of research on into two categories. The first category is the sub 200 gram jacket, and the second category is the over 200 gram jacket. Clearly any jacket that's over 300 grams is madness, and so you're looking at two categories of jacket, and generally speaking we've got 5 jackets to look at, and some of them are over the 200 gram mark, so we're going to look at that. So what are the 5 jackets? In order of likelihood, I've got the weights and the prices. Oh, sorry, the third factor might be prices. So unless you've got an unlimited budget, and we certainly haven't, it's no good of looking for a jacket that's, say, £200 or £300. That's just not going to fly. So the 5 jackets are, in order of likelihood, the Innov Storm Shell, which is a 170 gram jacket, and it's about £110. All prices are in GBP, Great British Pounds. The second most likely jacket is the Montane Minimus jacket, not the smock version, and not the Minimus 777. The regular Minimus jacket, that's 230 gram jacket, and that's £110. The third most likely jacket, I would say, is the OMM Kamlaika jacket. That's a 255 gram jacket, and it's 150 GBP. The fourth jacket for consideration is the Montane Minimus Stretch jacket, which is 230 grams and 115 GBP. And the last jacket was the Innov Race Shell, and that's a 270 gram jacket at 135 GBP. Okay, so we're actually down to 3 actual jackets that I want to review, and straight away 2 jackets have been rejected, and they are so the first jacket that we said no to was this blue Montane Minimus Stretch outdoor jacket. Now, any stretch jacket is lovely. So there are 3 stretch jackets that we've looked at. The Montane Minimus Stretch is the first one, but it's 230 grams, and it has, apart from a lovely stretch fabric, it has 2 massive side pockets, and they're just not required. Moreover, your rucksack is going to be obscuring those pockets anyway, so the fact that they're there, and the fact that it's a over 200 gram jacket, admittedly only 230 grams, meant that no, just not going to happen. The next jacket that got rejected was another very, very high function, well fitting, superbly waterproof fabric jacket called the Innov Race Shell. That's this jacket here, and that's a 270 gram jacket, so it's close to 300 grams. Again, it's fairly modestly priced at 135 GBP. That's got this Pertex fabric, which is a bit rubbery on the inside. So I don't like that kind of jacket, because getting it off and on multiple times, especially if you're tired, not so easy. Again, this jacket has got a great hood with many, many facilities, but its rubberiness and the fact that it's got 2 large pockets left and right at the 270 gram weight meant it's not for me. So that leaves us with 3 jackets to actually review, and we're going to review those in more detail. So stay posted for that. Thanks for watching.